Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is where you are. Welcome to Over 55 WTF Now. My name is Tony Sincata, and this is episode number 2, which you can catch everywhere you see podcasts and videos. Please like and subscribe. That will be huge. Today's episode is from Ozzy to $19 beer and why the pit is a young man's game. We're older now, and I've realized something about myself. I don't want things anymore. I want experiences. And my go-to experiences are concerts, live music. I've been over 200 concerts in my life. Easy. I might be understating it. And yes, before anyone asks, concerts were way better back then. Not because the music was better, but because everything made sense. My first concert was 1984. Ozzy Osbourne and Motley Crue at the Boston Garden. Tickets were $8.25. $8.25. I'll tell you what, I had good seats. Great seats, actually. Not good for the money, but great seats. For those of you people that remember, it was in the Loge at the Boston Garden. And they were real tickets, paper tickets. You held them. You lost them. And of course, when you lost them, you found them in your jeans 3 weeks later. You walked into the Boston Garden, and the first thing that hit you wasn't security. Right? It was the smell. It was the smoke. The cigarettes. The marijuana. The lights go down. The entire Boston Garden is up. No phones. No phones lighting things up. Lighters. Yeah. And 1,000 people thinking, yeah, this feels safe. The music was loud. The crowd was wild. Nobody was sitting. Nobody was filming. Everyone was just there. Then somehow, during the concert, I started noticing flames falling from the balcony. It wasn't stage effects. It wasn't planned. It was actual flames. Flames coming down from the balcony. Turns out the guy in the balcony was lighting newspapers on fire and dropping them over the railing. I'm like, does anyone read newspapers anymore? At first, my first thought wasn't, oh my God, we're all gonna die. My first thought was, wow, this is a great show. So I tap him. He's like 4 seats down. I say, hey, buddy, your jacket's on fire. He looks at it. He picks it up. He throws his jacket on the ground. He stomps on it, looks at me, and goes, thanks, man. That's it. No panic, no security, no lawsuit, no fist bump. I don't even think fist bumps existed back then. I think they were invented during COVID, when we got afraid of each other during COVID. Fast forward to today, I still love concerts. But ticket prices are insane. Back then, $8.25. Today, $8.25 don't even get you into the parking lot. Now it's like tickets are $190. But don't worry, they gotta add a convenience fee. A convenience for who? I still have to drive. I have to walk, wait, probably cry. I went to Gillette Stadium this summer. Saw Morgan Wallen, hottest act in country music, Foxborough, Massachusetts. Tickets were $190 a piece. For $190, I expected eye contact, maybe a handshake. Nope, nope, nope. For $190, my seats were in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm watching the show on the Jumbotron like, is that Morgan Wallen or a weather alert? I had no idea. And the beer was $19. For that price, beer should come with a chair, a nap, and a ride home. I'm holding that beer like it's an heirloom. I'm not spilling this beer. This beer might have a college fund. I mean, what the heck are we doing here? $18 for a beer. Man, back in the day, you weren't paying $19 for a case of Natty Light. And while we're here, Ticketmaster, quick question. You ever hear of senior discounts? They have them, at movie theaters, getting your hair cut, the zoo. Apparently, the zoo, it's like, yeah, you're old, but we don't want you sad around our animals. But concerts? Nope. Ticketmaster's like, hello, you're 55. That'll be $190. And we're going to seat you in another state. You know what the senior discount should be? Closer parking. That's it. I don't need cheaper tickets. I just don't want to hike the Appalachian Trail before I go to see Morgan Wallen. Ticketmaster don't just hate old people. They hate everyone equally. You people can't even afford the tickets. The young people can't afford the tickets. Old people can't reach their seats. That's not a business model. This is a stress test by Ticketmaster. Now, we have to talk about it. As we get a little older, we get a little mature, we all have tough decisions in life. Let's talk about one of the toughest decisions in life. Seating. I love great seats. First 10 rows or the pit. But at 55, the pit comes with some flaws. First, you gotta walk 4 miles from the parking lot just to get in to your concert venue. Then you stand for 3 hours, 4 hours, through 2 or 3 opening acts. You didn't ask for them, but they're there. And this is after you've had many, many beverages. Because somehow, after losing all this weight, I convinced myself vodka was the answer. Low calories, low carbs. That's the science, according to this drunk guy with Wi-Fi. The bladder reality, man, is crazy. When you're in the pit hydrated with vodka, you gotta pee every 6 or 7 minutes. That's the real problem with the pit. You show up early, you run to the front of the stage like you're escaping a fire. And then after all that vodka, you lose your spot going to the bathroom 10 times. And let me tell you something, hidden secret. The best place to meet women at a concert is the men's restroom. If you go to a concert, the women's restroom line is so long, They just give up. They go into the men's room. There's no rules. It's total chaos. I'm standing there, thinking to myself, this feels illegal, but promising. I start looking around for signs that say show and tell. That's when you realize you're too old for the pit. Not because of the music, but you gotta go pee. And you gotta keep going pee. Now, I still love concerts. I just don't need to be in the pit anymore. I've done my time. Give me a seat, a real seat, with a back, maybe an armrest. I don't need to touch the artists. I just want to see them without binoculars and make it to the bathroom without filing a missing persons report. And of course, we don't leave concerts early because we're bored. We leave early because we're smarter. We're beating the traffic. We're protecting our bad back. And we're planning for life tomorrow. That's not aging. That's wisdom with a bad back. I don't want to live forever. I just don't want to die because I tripped in the parking lot after spilling a $19 beer. This is Over 55 WTF Now. If this sounded like you're in the right place, hit like, subscribe, and share this with your friends who still think when they go to the concert, the pit is a great idea. Thanks for listening. I gotta go. Where am I going? I don't know.